Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Thursday, January the 29th. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Before I go in, oh, I have this chart right here. Okay, well, the SPY has made a nice recovery. We were started kind of flat, and then we went down and down, but we've made a nice, here's the trend line coming up, so it looks like we're going to close over 200, though, shouldn't say that. There's still an hour and 15 minutes left, so you never know. But right now it does look good. It looked kind of bleak for a while there, but the resiliency in this market is amazing. So let's take a look at what I traded today. Now, a bit of a strange day for me anyway, because Trade Ideas actually was down for I don't know how long actually. It might have been 2, might have been 3 hours. When I say down, the data was about 30 minutes late. So, basically down when you're looking for stocks making new highs or lows and you're clicking on them and you're looking at the chart, obviously it's way off. So, a bit of a lull for me, certainly in the middle of the day. But definitely had two really nice trades, and let's take a look at them. Baba was the first one. Alibaba, this was earnings play. And see, right here is where it closed yesterday at 101, and a huge drop down, and it was kind of really all over the place in the pre-market. And I mean, the earnings, obviously, the market didn't like it. There seemed to be that revenues were up, subscriber base was up, and all that, but I guess we were looking for more. At any rate, this was obviously one of the ones that we identified that we were going to take a look at to trade because at the low, 87, so it's still down 863, so it was down about $10, $11 or so from the close of yesterday. So took a look at it. Now, so the market opened right here. So came down, 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 watching it like mad, because you could just tell. I mean, Baba's not going out of business or anything. So I mean, again, it's sort of like a Microsoft deal in which Microsoft's not going out of business either, and that's something important, at least for me anyway. When I'm looking at any of these potential reversal plays, it's always great when an established company because they're not going out of business. It's not because there's some company is going bankrupt and then you're just really trying to catch the bottom of that. This is going to be around forever, for a long time anyway. So that's why it was worthwhile watching it. And I finally got into the trade a little bit late on this break here. This is 5 minute candles, but I took the trade here on this candle at 88.52. It's going to be difficult to see, but I took half out here at it was 89.26. I took the other. I didn't take half, but I got this thing going with Dennis. He says I can make $1 in some stock every day, and so I took out this a little bit here at 89.64, which is dollar 12 over the my 88.52 buy, and then I got rid of the last half or the last bit at 89.12. I guess if I expanded that a little bit, it would be a lot easier to see. So you can see this was really just a lock. At this point, the market was going down. So I mean, we weren't really thinking that we're going to get some help from the market, and this just happened to rebound when it did. This has to be watched for a while because this is something that I think will regain $100. I don't know when, but I do think that it's when it finally settles down, we're going to see a steady increase in it, but just don't know when. The other one, well, I want to just go over, okay, to show you the one that the other one we were looking at. Now, this was a really, really tough one to trade. FTNT, again, this was down. It wasn't down huge in the pre-market, but it was down about $3 or $4, I think. And so then it started to pop up. And when it got above the whole number, we took the trade right here. Actually, this should be over here. This little arrow should be right there at 30.15. Thought, okay, and I think I've traded this one before, but this one can be extremely dynamic. And as you can see, look at these candles right here. I mean, here now this is just before the market opened, but 29 and 29.85. So some wild swings here. No, that actually, excuse me, that is when the market opened. But even on the next candle, 29.35 up to this 30.15. So it can really be whippy, and look what happened. So I was able to get out of it though at 30.05 for a minor loss, 10 cents, and then it just has really done nothing for the rest of the day. It's chop, 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 chop. Very difficult to trade this one. Now the other one was, in fact, before I talk about that one, let's just go to QCOM. This was another one that I really wanted to trade, and unfortunately, um, I was in it at 63.19, right here, right around there, and I got out at 63.19 on this action here. This was again, I mean, this is down $7, Qualcomm. I think what happened is the earnings were okay, but I think they announced that they're going to be losing a major client for their chips. I think the conjecture is that that is Samsung, and so the market really punished it, and you can see it was down, down. You tried right here to see if you could get the pop, but again, it's just a little too whippy. I mean, these tails really can whip you out if you have proper stops in place. So watch it come all the way down here. You can see how it put bottoms here, 62.47, and many times I said if we could get over this level that I would be taking a look at it. Look, here's all 5-minute candles. So, this is about say 63. I think it was 63.16 or something like that, 63.20. And then so when it did here, that's why I took the trade. But again, it whipped me out, and I basically dusted my hands off of it. But now it is doing what I was hoping it would have done right here. But them's the breaks. But the last one, and a big shout out to Matt for this one, and it's still doing quite well. Gene, now somebody had pointed it out a little bit earlier, but and I got in this way late. I mean, there's no question. I mean, I really the buy was right here or even here, but it looks here it was consolidating a little bit, so I decided to take the trade here. Just to show you though, this is done. Let me bring up the daily chart. And right here, this did a 1-for-5 reverse split, and you can see how it just plummeted after that. And usually that's what happens with reverse splits. These are usually last-ditch efforts by companies to keep a listing, either whatever exchange they were on. Usually that's the case anyway, and rarely do they work. But for today anyway, this has definitely worked. And let me get back to the 5-minute candles. And so I decided right here on this little action here, a little bit of a pullback, and then the pop just looked so strong. Took the trade at 363. Scalped a little bit actually at 375 just to make sure. And I don't have it marked here, but I'm out at four. Was that four? Let me just mark it here. 435. Put the edit in. Okay, so went up through here, and then I exited right here. And Matt made another good call actually in this one. He figured that this might have been the top of it, and he called it right around here that the 450-ish area might have been the top, and it certainly was, and that's when it really came down again. But you can see that it is still hanging tough. It looked like it was going to collapse a lot. Even up here, looked like it was going to collapse again, but it is still hanging really tough. So big shout out to Matt for that one. I know a lot of people in the room got into that one. The other one I was kind of watching, let's see if it's done anything yet. Not really. I like this little action here. This was on, I think this was breaking up to a high of the day, and this little pullback here got me interested, but now it's pulled back a little too much for me, and it's really doing nothing. I mean, the volume is just completely tailed off. I will still watch it. There's still an hour and 10 left in the market, so I think if it broke above 520 on some volume, if it could pick up some volume again, like here's a beautiful candle right there, and that's you got that volume increase. Even this one got this volume or got this price increase. So I think I will keep watching this one to see if it can break above here. And again, this is just coming from from a new high of the day. Can't this is just a very basic high lows with minimum volume requirements, and always good to have a screen like this so that you can see what the sentiment of the market is too, because right here Yeah, it's kind of mixed. I mean, sometimes you're going to see a sea of green. Green means that these are stocks making new highs of the day, and this kind of red is are stocks making new lows for the day. And I always have this screen so I can glance at it, and I will click on ones though because sometimes you'll see a sea of green, and then something red will pop out. So you know it's always I think okay, why is that? Why is the whole market going up and that one's going down? So you click on that and just to check the charts to see what's going on. And of course, the reverse is true. If I see a whole bunch of red here, but one green one is standing out, I'll do the same thing. I'll click on it and see, oh, this is definitely contrary to what the market is doing. So that's kind of what I'm doing all the time is watching, having a screen like this to monitor the market. And again, every now and then I will click on one. Eunice. Let's see. Sorry, it's let's just see what Eunice is doing. Yeah, you see, I mean, it pulled back and then it's making a new high for the day. The next thing I would do, I would check the daily chart to see if it's. But you see, the daily chart doesn't attract me at all because what it's doing. I mean, here is some resistance right here up in this area. It's only got on a $4.38 stock. I mean, that's a good percentage. But what I'm looking for is something that has a lot of blue sky that there's nothing above it. So had I clicked on that one, I definitely would have passed on it. And even if it went up and through this, it just doesn't matter. I'm trying to, if it had happened maybe here, let's just say this was the intraday chart, okay, and I got the alert here at 344, and the resistance was up in this area, fine. But I mean, when you get it right here, I mean, the risk reward to me is just not there. Anyway, that is it for today. Hopefully, I'm sure Trade Ideas will be fully functional tomorrow. As I say, it resumed about with 2 hours left in the market, I guess, or two and a half. And let's just see again. I want to check this one to see if it's doing anything. Well, here's on the daily, and you can see why I'm looking at it on the daily. It is popping through here. If I take a look at the weekly, I think that's what attracted me a little bit to it. Yeah, you see, I mean, here's kind of the week, could call that the weekly resistance. So 621. So it's cleared this area right here. It's cleared there, or if it's right at that, and that's probably why it's stalling right at that little top there. If it could break through here, then you've got a little bit of room. Almost. I mean, if it stays over $5, it's possible that a person could even swing this one. All right, that's it for today. Let me just bring back the cover page. Here's the address to get in, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. And I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.